In this video, I'm going to show you how the rule of thirds can help improve the composition of your shots instantly and make everything you shoot look way more professional. And we're starting right. So the rule of thirds is one of the most fundamental principles of photography and film. I want you to imagine that there are two sets of two lines running both vertically and horizontally across your screen or your viewfinder. In fact, most cameras and smartphones actually come with the option to display this on your screen. These lines represent a framework for the rule of thirds, and the rule itself follows thusly. That's right, thusly. When creating a composition through your viewfinder or your display, if you place your subject matter where these lines cross or intersect, then your image is going to be far more interesting to the viewer. And the more interesting a shot, the more engaging it is. And the more engaging it is, the more likely your audience is going to keep watching to see if you've got more engaging shots up your sleeve. But why is it more interesting than just shooting your subject matter in the very middle of the screen? Because by positioning your subject matter upon one of these points, you're actually leading the audience's eye into the picture. So your subject matter actually becomes the starting focal point for the audience's gaze and a place where they can then move on to other elements of your composition. Now, if you make this too easy by just plonking your subject matter in the very middle of your composition, then the audience's eye is going to think they know exactly what's going on within your picture almost instantaneously, and in doing so only glancing at the full composition. By shifting your subject matter to one of these intersecting points on the screen, you're actually giving the audience's eye some work to do. They have to find that subject matter, and in doing so, they're actually taking in more of the image, which ultimately means they're going to be thinking about the image more and finding it more interesting. The same is true if your composition contains a landscape. If you stick your horizon line on one of the third horizontal lines, the picture is going to end up looking less sucky than if you stuck it bang in the middle. And that really is actually the key phrase here, making your images less sucky. Do I need to use the rule of thirds all the time? No. Will it make my compositions less sucky? Definitely. The rule of thirds is like the most basic of composition setups, but it always works. Is it worth getting used to using it so it's hardwired in my brain? Abso-friggin-lutely. If you then decide to off-road or break the rules or push the envelope outside of the box, then at least you're going to know the rule that you're not conforming to, as opposed to just setting things up any way you like in the hope that it looks good. The rule of thirds simply works. It gives every no-budget filmmaker the chance to have a tool in their kit that allows them to get a professional look every time, particularly if other aspects of your filmmaking are on the DIY side of things. But wait, YouTube videos like this one don't use the rule of thirds. Actually, they kind of do. Although this is quite a conversational setup and one where I don't actually want you to be looking at the things around me, I want your eye to focus directly on me speaking to you, I'm still actually placing my eye line on the upper third line. Otherwise, my head would be too far from the top and that space would look weird, or I'd be too close to the screen and that would be cutting off the top of my head too. So I'm kind of using it where it's necessary and then sort of ignoring it where I want to, which is probably actually the best way to use the rule of thirds once you've had some practice with it. But the rule of thirds and composition alone will not give you everything you need to create that professional film look. In order to do that, I suggest you click on this video here. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching, filmmaker.